That's me back in 2010 in Manali, India, together with my friend Karthik, having no clue how the ski actually works. But the best I could do is actually pose and get a picture clicked. So that's what you see. Uh, and then I moved to Europe in 2016. Every year I would hear my friends or colleagues planning their ski holidays, always wondering how does it actually works. And it would just come and go every year, and I was never really that serious. Was keen on giving it a try at some point of time, but it never worked or was never on my top list. Somehow in 2024, a thing happened where my colleague actually suggested me, just knowing about my curiosity, to try indoor skiing. So by the way, this video and this podcast is for someone who doesn't come from the ski culture or the ski background or has never skied in their life and would like to know a bit, or in general get some motivation or inspiration uh, based on not just the ski but in general the story behind it, what I'm trying to convey. Uh, so it took me like 14 years to figure out the math, how actually the ski works and if it is for me or not. Luckily, I was very much well in time because it could have been even longer or maybe never. But somehow, out of a lot of coincidence, I started it in 2024 in October by doing indoor ski, and then went to the ski resort in Austria, and then went another time in March and of 2025, also to Austria, but to a different ski resort. And definitely, I'm having my conversation in the video that you would see with my ski instructor, Daniel from Austria, who gave me all the confidence on the slopes to go on. And if you are actually from the background, or maybe if you are someone who has never skied before, you might be able to relate with a lot of things that I say or we discuss, or maybe it actually gives you a lot of information about skiing in general, so that maybe you also can pick up. Because if I can do it, coming from absolutely no background of ski, if I could pick it up, I'm pretty sure you can do that as well. And it's just not about the ski, it's more about the grit or the thought, or actually really manifesting that, okay, I want to do it, and giving every single day that thought and the possible practice by showing up at the indoor ski, or maybe looking for the lessons and giving it a try, and always looking for videos. I was doing that a lot as well, that how does it work in terms of techniques. So it also kind of built a small map in my head, and when I was actually on the slope, I could actually process it and could execute it. And it has been an amazing journey. I would like to do this ski more and more in the coming season and in the coming years. Yeah, so I would say the ski bug has definitely bit me. And I hope you enjoy this conversation and also find some inspiration from it. In a parallel, it is not just about ski, it could be about anything you want to do in your life, be it any sport or be it any goal that you want to achieve, sort of resonates. So please stay with us till the end, and let us know in the comments if you like it. Thank you so much. For someone like me till last year who never tried it, firsthand, it was something very amazing. But going through the techniques and tutorials, once I was able to get that first solo run, I felt a little bit accomplished.
When I was very young, because in Austria we're a ski nation. So the first time on skis, I think I was 2.5 years old. So my father put me on skis, and I hardly could walk. When I learned walking, the next step was skiing.
Hi, Daniel. It's good to see you.
Yeah, nice to see you too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think we planned it for the last time, but because of the busy schedules and holidays and everything, we couldn't do it. And finally, it's happening. I'm really very happy and excited to speak with you. But before we go into the detail, I think I would like to introduce you, introduce a bit to my audience that you are Daniel, and I met you as a ski instructor. Seriously, you gave me that confidence to go solo skiing because by the way, like before even going into the more detail, like I have been fascinated about ski for a very long time. I think just fascination in the head, nothing, no action, just thinking about it, getting very excited by looking at it, but like where to start was very difficult. But this winter, like in December, I did plan a ski trip together with my family, and I was lucky to have Daniel as my ski instructor, who gave me like amazing tips and all the confidence, which made me go down the slope, which was I think around 5.5 kilometers. I did all the calculation later on. Yeah, but I had one tumble, one fall while I was going down, but yeah, we can go more into the details of it later on. But yeah, that's how we met, and I think we had amazing conversation, and that's why I wanted to record it, more in detail, with a bit of quiet and a bit in the relaxed setting. So there we have. Welcome, welcome, Daniel.
Yeah,
It's
thank you,
nice to have
Pranav.
you.
Thank you for the lovely words. I'm very pleased to be here and talk to you today. Yeah, we met in the Christmas holidays around New Year's Eve, I think. And yeah, we did a few good ski lessons. We had perfect weather. I think we had blue sky all day
For
long.
more, yeah, seriously, as a beginner, as a first timer who planned his ski trip just I think a month and a half before, I think I got good enough, like way too much. Then usually people, like they people usually book, I think, a year in advance. So we were having a brief chat about that when we were at the resort. But I was very lucky to get good weather, good instructors, and amazing experience, all together in a very short time. I think I was just skiing there for 3 days, which included the lessons as well. So yeah.
You learn fast. So I was also very okay with you. So I liked it to teach you because you learn fast. Yeah, not everybody skis down the whole slope after 2 days. For if you start skiing for the first time, so it was also nice for me teaching you.
Yeah, thanks. Very kind words. And the same thing actually gave me more confidence. I think when we were clicking picture there, and you mentioned like you are doing okay, that gave me confidence to go a little bit, further and push it, and maybe try myself. But yeah, it's super, and I'm actually planning one more trip with my colleague at the at the end of March. I told it to my colleagues, and I think two or three in my team where I work, they are into ski for a very long time as a recreational sport, and so we are again going to Austria. We are going to Flachau.
How in Salzburg?
Flachau.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's perfect.
Salzburg.
It's
Yeah.
very nice ski resort. I've been there this season. I think 5 6 times already.
Wow. That's amazing. I think it would be lovely to, experience that. But going through the techniques and tutorials, uh, once I was able to get that first solo run, I felt a little bit accomplished about it. In the same way, like it would be amazing to hear your story and journey, because
Yeah, you can start.
yeah,
My
yeah,
journey starts when I was very young because we in Austria we're a ski nation. So the first time on skis, I think I was 2.5 years old. So my father put me on skis, and I hardly could, could walk. So when I learned walking, I the next step was skiing. And yeah, I'm honored to be born in Austria. I have a ski resort nearby, just 15 minutes away from my home. Yeah, like
the
this.
same as
Yeah,
Hoogvliet ski
yeah,
resort,
that's
I
Hochficht.
guess, right?
Exactly. So Hochficht
Yeah.
is a little ski resort in Austria because we have in the Alps much bigger ski resorts like Flachau, where you're going to. But for beginners or families, also Hoficht is a really nice ski resort to
And
start
it's not the
skiing.
most popular, I think. If you
No,
at least in Netherlands, where I'm living right now, I think it is funny. Also, I would like to share it with audience that how did I discover that ski
yeah,
resort? It was through ChatGPT. I explained it to him
I
like,
didn't
hey,
believe he found it.
no, I gave him like criteria in the prompts that hey, I have never skied on the slopes. I have like took indoor lessons, and I have a family, a young toddler who barely, I mean, he was doing some indoor, but like I explained it, like it's a very noob family into skiing. We don't understand it at all. So where should we go? It was like
You put
try
the right
Hochfake.
keywords in the prompt, so Hochficht also
Yeah.
did the keyword or search engine optimization right.
Yeah, I think it was perfect. The thing was like we were scared about the weather being bad, which turned out to be very good because 2 weeks ago or like 1 week ago before the start of our holiday, we were checking and it was actually 2 weeks before the holiday. It was still showing gray, and then it turned out like as we were closer, like oh no clouds, all sunny, and like wow, like something that you ask for, yeah. You get more of it.
To
But
have
before
that.
like going more into the detail, I would also like to know, so when you are saying like, because I spoke to you, and when we were in the during the ski lesson, but it is really inspiring and amazing to hear somebody's story who started at 2.5 years of age. But is that normal, or at least I would rephrase the question saying, when you were growing up in your generation, was it normal to have kids start ski lessons that early in their life?
To depend in Austria whether you live near a ski resort or you live in a town. If you, then it's normal. Also today, nowadays, uh,
Yeah, nowadays I could follow this kind of news on Instagram, for example, very easily, and it looks like wow, like so many things are possible. Even kids start learning ski before they learn to walk, and that's so much possible. Same with the snowboarders, same with the skiers, and itself, I think it's more less like a culture. Sorry, less like a sport, and more like a culture.
yeah,
So
definitely. That's why I said at first, Austria is a ski nation. Nowadays, there are less kids, and we have one problem that the ski tickets they get more and more expensive. So for a family, it's not so easy anymore to go skiing with the whole family, like 20 years back. So that's one, yeah,
probably it's because it's more commercialized in the form of resorts. Is that the
yeah.
reason
For the
you think,
resource,
or
there are more snow machines needed because the winter are warmer, but the slopes are full too. So there are enough people who go skiing, and that, but yeah, feels me positive.
Okay,
But
with that
yeah,
scale, I think, and with the temperatures going high, it's becoming more difficult. Uh, yeah, for the
especially for
resorts
skiers,
also.
yeah, especially for ski resorts like Hochficht, they are not in the Alps. We are, yeah, the ski resort starts at 900 meters above sea level. So this is like, yeah, uh, 400 or 500 meters, yeah, too low. If we look to the Alps, there the ski resorts they start higher, so there's more snow.
I think just for the audience, it's in the region of Bohemia. It's very close to the Czech and German border. So I think that's like a
North,
triangular point north of
exactly.
Austria. That's
The
yeah,
north of
they call
Austria, yeah, we are the triangular.
yeah,
We are next to the Czech Republic and to Germany.
and I think it also goes with the name Upper Austria. So North Austria is also okay. So it's official. You call it like that, federal state. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Ah, that's interesting. And also, I'm very curious, like the way the resorts are right now. Were they also like when you were young, like as a kid? Basically, you're still young, but like 20 years or 30 years ago, was it something similar setting, or was it more wild with something?
slopes have are nowadays more wider, so they're brighter, and we have yeah better lifts. The gondola didn't exist 20 years back because the gondola is pretty new. It's just 3 4 years ago that they built it. And
So you mean
sorry,
in Hochficht? So you mean
in Hochficht, yeah.
okay?
So 20 years back, there have been many more deeper lifts with the yellow stick and the black bar, and only few chairlifts and less gondolas. So nowadays there are faster lifts and yeah,
And what's the difference between like so? I mean, definitely as a beginner, who is not from the culture of ski at all. There are, I mean, I would say, yeah, definitely, I would say myself not coming from the culture of ski, but there is a different thing. I was thinking while I was saying this in India, in the very north, in the region of Gulmarg, around Kashmir, there is snow and there is people who do skiing, but at least I'm not at all exposed to that.
it's more luxury
Very modern and luxury. Okay,
today. Also a
I didn't
chairlift,
know that. Okay, and the T bars also exist now, but I think the most steep slopes probably will not have it.
but 20 years back, where now is the gondola, you know it. There has been a T-bar lift. Yeah, all the way up. So this is kind of investment intensive for the ski resorts. So they invest millions into new lifts, new gondolas, new chairlifts that they get the people faster and more comfortable to the top. Yeah, so there's yeah kind of new new luxury skiing. So they improve. We have two big yeah two big gondola builder, one in Austria and one in the south of Tyrol in Italy. And they, yeah, I think they are not they're they are in Austria and Italy because that's where they started, where they got big the companies. And I think Doppelmayr is the biggest lift company for chairlifts and gondolas. It's located in Vorarlberg in the west of Austria.
All right, that's good to know. Actually, I didn't know that Austria and Italy were first to start this concept, uh, and it was very recent.
Yeah,
I think with the growing infrastructure possibilities, it kind of is logical to have them now. And also, like when you started, I think we spoke briefly, but I think for the audience, we would like to revisit to to understand your journey. As a ski instructor. So, how did you start? You were a kid, and then you were doing a lot of skiing, and I think I know a bit of it, but I would love to hear more. Like, how did it connected? Like, and how
yeah.
did you pick this up?
So
And it's a big part of your life still.
yeah,
So
definitely.
yeah.
So as I said, I started as a kid, and my father was also a ski instructor, and we have a local ski club, a ski association. There we had 2, 3 times a week training. We also I started racing when I was I think 4 or 5 years old, and I think it was when I was 11 years old. I got pleased to the federal ski club. I don't know how to say it exactly in English, but it's like
You
from
were
all,
selected for that,
yeah,
or did you
exactly.
apply for it, or they chose you?
No,
Like,
they chose you. You have to win many races. It's like 2 or 3 from each year. So yeah, that's age 11 or 12, I think. And then you can go to the nationals. You're nominated for them, and it's like a young professional skier. I chose the commercial, a higher commercial college with the focus on ski sport in Schladming, and it was for me very. I was very honored to be part of this school, but it was also very exhausting. I have to say, because you're then in a boarding school, so you're away from home at a very young age, and you have in the
at the
morning,
young age, you're saying around at the age of
13,
18,
14.
19, 13, 14
Yeah,
already after the base
after the secondary school, it's
secondary
called
school.
us. Yeah,
So like primary school, which is like grade 5, and 6, 7, 8, which means like you're around 10 or like 11, 12, 13. Then you're doing the middle school, and then you enter the high school.
yeah,
Uh,
genau. The high school
at
has had the focus with ski sports, so and also a commercial focus. So
what subjects did you have to study when you were in high school, or could you skip classes because if you have some competition coming up? How was the arrangement, like, or they had like everything planned for you because they want you to be champion? That thing is very, very interesting to know from you.
unfortunately, we couldn't skip classes. We the high school with the focus on ski sport even lasts 1 year longer because you're so much time away from school because you're on ski races and on training sessions in other countries. So that's why the high school lasts normally 5 years, and with the focus on ski sport, it lasts 6 years. But I have to say,
Can we call
I
it like a
started.
gymnasium?
Sorry.
Was it in the category of gymnasium,
Yeah, in
like in the
Austria
your
we have different types. We have gymnasium and we have higher vocational colleges. It's like there's a technical vocational college and a commercial vocational college. So one focuses more to technology, and the commercial college more for the commercialized. So, like, yeah.
and you were more in the technical vocational school? Were you in the technical vocational school?
Unfortunately, I went to the commercial school because it was the focus for skiing and not because of the commercial side for the economy. And in Austria there are four schools, high schools with focus for ski sport, where the the future ski stars are born, and there are two gymnasiums.
Would you
One,
like to name your school? I would like to also put it there because I think people who are listening to us, it would be very interesting for them to, know a little bit more if they see it on the screen and maybe like to Google it and see, because this stuff is very interesting for an outsider. I
yeah,
can tell you
it's
this. Yeah.
called Ski Academy Schladming. Schladming.org. That's the website.
Yeah. Slatming School, false school, Slatming
Yeah, Ski Academy Schladming.
Ski Academy. Okay. And you were basically able. So you were able to get a place in this school based on your previous performance, and also it was taken care by federal bodies, right? Like
No, it's a private school. That's no public school, so it's featured from the big ski companies. And also me at the young age, you get, if you step in the federal, like the club, the with the talent, you the ski companies try to get you.
right. So
Because
it's more like they sponsor everything,
they
and
sponsor
because you are
material,
talented.
because you have lots of skis. I think at my best time I had 13 different skis. So you have training skis, race skis, and for every discipline.
I would like to know more about that if you still have time left for this. I just know the one at the very basic level.
Most common one, with the short turns. This is called slalom skis. Then common skis is giant slalom, like your ski. And then there are two fast disciplines where you really speed up. It's in Super G. There you're going about 70, 80, 90 kilometers per hour. And then there's downhill. There you race down the whole mountain with a speed of up to 150 kilometers per hour. So it's really fast.
Yeah, I think as a beginner, I learned few techniques about stopping. That I started very basic was pizza, right? Like that, almost everyone, yeah, just plow and like inwards and like try to stop with the pressure. And then, like when you want to cover the red slope, at least that was my experience. I will tell it in the most simple way, at least for the audience who are just connecting with ski or have some experience with it, would love to see this or hear this. Think what I learned was that the plow doesn't work in the red slope or like the typical one, because I did know like you have to take turns, because I was doing indoor ski on the treadmill here in Netherlands, but I only discovered its true purpose when I was on the slope, and that was like the really steep slope on the bed. And I went too fast, and I was still trying to do the plow. And it's the physics, right? It wouldn't work for
It's the
you.
physics.
I quickly
You have to
realized
turn
that.
and try to ski up, then you
Yeah,
slow down automatically.
yeah. I think within a fraction of like 5 or 7 seconds, I realized. I think you go side, like you take turns. Then that's the one way to keep going and not fall. And luckily, it worked. The stopping with the ski race. So let me go back. I mean, with my question. So if you are going with that super high speed with the racing skis, let's say it's above 100 kilometer per hour, that could be right, like possible. And if you have to make a sudden stop, you just go sideways, and
Sideways, yeah. You
I
make
think
like with both skis in parallel and sideways. Yeah, you
And
make
you were showing me the hockey stop. That's
yeah, it's
what,
like a hockey stop.
like
If
J
you
stop, they say, or hockey. I don't know, like
yeah,
different
no, it's you can call
places.
it like this.
The first thing you should really learn is to stop. Also, to get up in the right way when you fall, to avoid accidents. That's the most important thing.
Avoid accidents, but it's also important, especially for adults, to don't overthink. It's important to control your skis and to know how to stop. And there are different ways. The first thing we learn is the snowplow, the pizza, because it's the easiest one. But for steeper slopes, you need to make turns to stop in parallel, sideways, with a hockey stop, because this is the fastest way. And yeah,
The priority thing. So basically, when it gets too busy at the slopes, when I was going by myself, I was really having a good watch and was taking it really slow with the long turns. And it was normal to see, somewhere kids fallen and someone resting in the middle of the slope, which I think it's not normal. Usually, when people have to rest, they either go sideways, but maybe, sometimes people are in a situation, maybe they have fallen recently and then they are seeking help or something. But what I learned and I tried to Google was that, like, the one who is behind has to watch out for the people in the front. That's the only principle, how it works, right? Or
yeah, that's the principle. And in general, there's an unwritten law, or it's also written down from the FIS. It's the Federal International Ski Federation. There are 10 rules for skiing. The one behind has to watch out because, yeah, we don't have ice on our back. Never stop after an edge where the ones behind can't, yeah, look down. So you have to stop at the plateau before it gets down.
actually, I two times I saw the emergency stretch beds, like ambulance,
Yeah,
when I
not
was
just the
done with my
ambulance, also the helicopter. So yeah, especially in the holidays.
And how does it go for example, if someone has fallen in the most terrible situation? There are usually patrols, right? Like the ambulance patrol, you could say. In the American ski slopes, they were mentioning about the yellow jackets. They say like yellow jackets are the one who mostly monitor the place. I'm not sure if that's the same thing,
We don't call them yellow jackets. We call them mountain rescue. From the mountain rescue, they have, yeah, the rescue backpack and skido grab you fast if you fall down.
So if we go back to your journey, Daniel, I think got a little bit deviated from your journey. So you basically were, I mean, it was very heavy, very intense for you to manage the studies, academics, because there is no way you can skip that. I've heard some stories about, I mean, great players in India, for example, in the sport cricket. When I hear the story, most of them are either school dropout or they do some kind of arrangement with the school that they would just appear there for exams for the rest of the day, or like for the whole year they would just be at the practice. There is no way they can balance both. But it is amazing to see, how you see that, or like experience it, but would like to know a little bit more about it.
I can tell you how daily schedule looked like. So we always had, yeah, school in the morning till midday. Then we got, yeah, for lunch to the boarding school. Then we had 1 or 2 hours again till 2 p.m. And in the afternoon we had training with our, yeah, training group. And you get, yeah, for dinner at the boarding school again. And then we had a compulsory learning session, learning hour from the boarding school. And then there's just Sunday left to, yeah, to regenerate.
And I think I briefly got to experience that race thing when while we were going down. You showed me your dad was also there. He was actually leading the group, or actually instructing the group, I guess.
Exactly. There was a local ski race for the kids at
Yeah,
the
video in
Oh
this
wow.
recording while when I edit it,
Okay.
so that one people can also see
Super.
a brief glimpse of it.
and if you ski
Fast talk
faster,
there, man.
you get down with the points. It's like if you play
Chest
tennis,
bump.
the less points you have, the better you are. Your professional ski value. If you have if you're the best skier in the world has 0 points, and if you're beneath 100, you're a really professional skier. This is a FIS from the Federal International Ski Federation, a point system, and you the faster you get, the less points you have. And with each ski race, you have the chance to get less points. This is the system in the ski.
What happened after, like, you were in high school, you were preparing, did a lot of competitions at the national, I think, further. Please go ahead. I would love to listen that.
The first year, I did many at the nationals, other more races from the FIS. But then I realized after 1 year, I want to enjoy my youth. So my teenage years, and I decided to stop my professional ski career. It's so much time, and I have many friends also at home. And this year, when I was back in my ski academy, I had no time for friends, for family. I was 250 days a year away, just skiing, training, and school. So this was basically my life. I finished high school. I started for a year to work and then got to university. And now I'm in the technology branch. I studied mechanical engineering and mechatronics, did my diploma and my master's. I'm in my working life and
Yeah.
in the industry.
I guess it, like, mostly depends what you're trying to achieve, in that run. So if you're just doing a recreational ski run, I think you just relax, you stop, you take pictures. But in general, when the kids are racing, in that case, the timing matters the most. And let's say if there are kids who are coming down just like me. So for example, there is a competition, the kids to get down the slope. Is there some competition like that?
In general, the ski race is the fastest wins. There's always a course with red and blue goals where you ski around, but there are also competitions for the best technique. So, who has the best technique for skiing, and also off piste when there are moogles. So,
Yeah.
where you,
Maybe we can go a little bit with the explanation of those technical terms. Moguls are
it's like a
barrier, like a tiny hill created out of the snow, but not really the hill, but like a pile of snow. That's the right explanation. Yeah, in between.
and there's one after the other. So you have to,
Yeah, now it's a little bit more clear. Like, yeah, there could be technique, moguls, and with the sticks. Yeah, that's the most I see in the Olympics as well. So you have to get past those sticks. Do you have to touch those? I guess you have to cross that, but not touch it, right? There is a ski area where they put the flags, or like red sticks, or so one goes past that, so it's more like the navigation for someone to direct them, that you have to cross this and then this and this and this. Ski plane is more gamified,
Yeah,
not really.
yeah. When you have technique competitions, then
All these disciplines are also a part of, I guess, Olympics, right? So when they say ski, then all these criterias are considered in the Olympics as well.
there's also free riding off piste in the Alps. There are also world championships.
And what's the free riding?
Free riding is you walk up a mountain or you fly up to a very high mountain with a helicopter. You ski down in the free area, so there's no slope, no piste in the free terrain, and jump in the fresh powder. Powder is a fluffy, very cold, fluffy snow. So it's like you float, or if you hover over the snow. So
I think
it's
I've seen that in some videos.
it's the best kind of skiing, I think, nowadays for me, because powder skiing it's called, or free ride skiing.
And where you are right now, I think it's still snowing there, right? Like, in your village? Oh no,
Unfortunately,
you're not. You,
we have
you're not in Hoogvliet. You're
no, no,
working in the city.
inland.
I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
I work
Yeah,
at the
you
city.
mentioned that.
But yeah, at Hochficht we have snow, but just on the slopes. So temperatures are in Austria really warm. We had today, I think, 15 degrees Celsius. So it's more like, yeah, spring feelings.
Yeah, it's already spring. I think it's good for to experience the sun, but on the other side, when someone wants to go ski, it's bad for that.
Yeah,
It's good for the beer, bad for the ski.
yeah, definitely. So when are you coming to Austria in March?
On 27th, I will start. I will be on 27th itself in Flashau, and then we'll ski 3 days, 28, 29, 30 in March, and the 31st we'll start driving back.
Yeah, this will be, you can really enjoy. I hope you have sunshine all day because at Flachau there are really nice restaurants at the mountain on the top. Nice head to enjoy.
I'm very much looking forward to that because last time I was in the region of Bohemia, which is also very beautiful. But definitely wanted to skip the Alps because firstly I was not prepared, and second I think with the last minute it was not the right choice to make to go straight into the Alps. I think it's a little bit off season when I'm going. It should be less crowded, and I also found a good deal, and that was also a thing. And Daniel, how does it work for the night ski? Like, is it because I see a lot of videos? I think it's also sometimes promotions, but I never heard anyone in my connection that has done that. I mean, there is a guy I know, but that was a little bit of a private thing to do. But usually, how does it work with the night ski?
Usually there's one slope where there's floodlight. It's like at the soccer. So you have floodlight all over the piste. It's usually a short slope, and then you go up with the lift, and usually I think between 6 p.m. and 9 p.m. the most resource.
I was seeing some video. I don't remember exactly who that person was, but some famous YouTuber, and he was having the helmet light as well, along with the floodlight to certain region. But I think past that coverage of floodlight, it was all dark. So he did went a little bit far, but it was together with his team. I don't know. Maybe it could be because of they were shooting some kind of advertisement or something. So they did had like torch, and it was quite intense to cover and light up the area. So it looked fun at least. I think they were also having the team. Some kind of drone was rolling, and there were other teams, so members who were kind of capturing that moment. So definitely looked very much fun. But
Yeah, but usually you don't need a light for yourself, so there's enough floodlight to get skiing. Yeah, go skiing.
okay, maybe something that we missed in our conversation so far, like something that is very cultural that you would like to also mention. What exactly is it, and how does it work? Maybe something for the noobs, like absolutely having no clue.
But après skis, yeah, après skis very difficult. So
So after ski party.
yeah, it's the party after skiing. So you go to the ski hut and yeah, you grab a beer and you have good music, good vibes, and a lot of fun with your friends. So Ranaf, I'm
Indeed.
sure if you visit Flachau, it's the mecca of après-ski.
Yeah, I'm
You
with my colleague, and I think there would be more freedom.
in Flachau, there are even Dutch après-ski songs. They are really Dutch the songs, so
Would be
they're
very
used to
relatable.
the Netherlands guests.
Definitely makes me even more curious. I'm definitely gonna try everything that's possible in that duration. It was definitely much needed, I think. Otherwise, I would have regretted. I didn't make the best out of the season. The good part is, you do ski, but the bad part is you want to go back. Once that bug bites you. So yeah, I would be very happy even if it's end of season, but it's kind of coming together well. Something is better than nothing. Very much looking forward to it. I think there is something about also the club culture and the youth ski development programs. Bit curious in general, also for audience, maybe they or their kids are interested in the future to get into the sport. So as you are an expert and has experienced it firsthand, would like to know, like, is it like similar in terms of standards and opportunities across Europe, or is it the best in Austria, somewhere else, the clubs and the programs in general? How does it work?
I think in general it's quite good in Austria, but I think if you go to South Tyrol, Italy, or to the Switzerland or to other ski nations like the Scandinavian ones, they also have a good infrastructure also for ski clubs. We in Austria we have many ski clubs, thankfully, and there are many voluntary trainers. The parents, they have to bring the children from one ski resort each weekend to the other weekend the next ski resort. So it's there's a lot of effort in it to be part of the game from ski racing. So there are many volunteers who help. For example, in Austria, we hosted this year's Ski World Championships in Saalbach Hinterglemm. There were thousands of volunteers who helped to get the organizational part of the ski races done. So it expands our effort. My friends also, and also my sister, she also is a good skier. She's a trainer at our local ski club. She trains the Bambinis, we call them. They are 3 to 5 years old. She goes skiing 2 times a week with them, on Wednesday afternoon and on Friday afternoon. And they try to improve the technique at the young age. And if they're a little older, from age 6 to 10, they're in a different group with different trainers, and then they experience the gates and they ski and train courses. And if you want to get to the top, it's you have to put a lot of effort in it, a lot of discipline.
Every other person is skiing and very good at it mostly. So to get to the top, you have to first fight that competition, and then again, it's amazing to hear that. And when you talked about the sponsors, or you when you get the attention of someone who can or the association, the club association, which can take you forward. I think the right age, the barrier, or like the qualification, or how do you say, like evaluation, comes around the age of 9 or 10, I guess, right? Or
Yeah, around
is
this
it
time. I don't know
just before
exactly
the
when it was at my age, but I think the last year of the kids club races, I think they were 8, 9 years old. Yeah, they have a look, they watch the races, and they're like talent scouts, and they try at a young age to get the best athletes. And I got offers from 3 different companies, and I tested their skis and had a look which material fits best for me, which ski I liked most. For me it was Atomic, so I was sponsored there from Atomic. They have agreement also with the federal state, ski package, because otherwise it's very expensive if you have so many pairs of skis. And
indeed.
all
Yeah.
the material.
And also, like when you mention that you had to drop out or like stop, I think that's the right word, right? Because you thought you were missing out on your life on the other side, right? It's a big question to ask. But in your opinion, do you think, like, I mean, if possible, would it have been better in some other way or some other format? Somewhere, some adjustments could have been made. Either you live through it, just survive and then keep going, pushing the limits, or there should be something that should be improved as a whole, you know
I have uh, one sentence for myself, and this is: consistency is key. So you have to put a lot of discipline in it, and I believe only discipline and effort lift someone to the top. So I think I won't change much, because if you really want to get to the top, you have to push yourself every day forward. Every individual human has to make it themselves, and it's everyone has other priorities. My priorities changed then when I was 15, and I never regretted it. So for me, it was the right decision. I really enjoyed the way I did until then. I made lots of experiences, and it also lifted me to a new level for myself. I never regretted to drop out at the age of 15 because I really enjoyed my life afterwards too. But to get there, I think that the system works, and I have friends who now ski in the World Cup, and at the age of 12 we matched at the races. So yeah, I don't know, maybe I would, if I wouldn't had stopped, I don't know how far I would have made it.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's an interesting question, but
Yeah, I mean, it brings the other side of the story because uh, whatever happens, like that call, it's very personal. And I just realized after hearing your answer that it's not the system. They are probably doing the right thing, because if you have to rise and shine there, you have to go through that process. And in that moment, if your priorities change, then that's the individual call. But the system itself is functioning pretty well and in its
yeah.
own way, right?
So you definitely get encouraged from the trainers, from the schools. Also, the parents play a big role in ski sport, because if they are not behind you, then it will be hard, because they have to carry you around your childhood from ski race to ski race. So it's also a big effort for the parents.
Yeah. How was the experience for you, Daniel? Like, what memory do you have uh, about your family? In the initial days, especially your father, because who was also a ski instructor. Very curious because you briefly mentioned about it, and I briefly saw him as well there. But how was it exactly? Like, if you have to narrate it a little bit more like a story.
Yeah, he was, as I said, a ski instructor and also a coach at our ski club, and but he was also like my personal coach, because and I definitely had times where I failed. So where I definitely failed, and I didn't want to race the next day, because I fucked up the day before, and he he taught me how to keep the head up, and stand up again and make the next step, and if you fall down again, make it again, do it again. And that's the mindset I definitely learned, that you can fail 100 times. If the 101st is right, then you did it. And this is the mindset I have also nowadays. And I think otherwise it's a good mindset for your whole life, because there are always difficult times, and nobody gets to the top without
Yeah,
failing.
I think sports refine you as an individual and builds out a very fine personality, a character out
Yeah,
of you.
sports is a good teacher for life, definitely.
I believe that philosophy too, like that principle in any kind of sports, I guess, right? So, as a kid, who doesn't understand, so definitely there would be normal reaction to, you want to fight back and not to do that, and the patience which is from your dad, which is he's being patient basically. Sometimes probably he was then, and it was.
But as a kid, I didn't understand every
Yeah.
time.
And you value it now, so that's the most
Now
beautiful
I
thing.
understand, but back then I didn't understand every
Yeah.
time.
Was it also some kind of mode of transport back then, at least in the times of your grandfather? And your dad, was he also into competitions or clubs, probably, because he is training, still training there. Would you
But
like to?
he also did ski races and competed at some races, but just at the local once and just as a hobby, as a for fun. He was he did his ski instructor, and he also did many, he taught many people to ski. Of his is, his hobby to give it, to other persons, because I know this too. It's a privilege to live in Austria and to live near a ski resort. It's I'm very thankful for this.
Nice to hear about your story, and the journey. Basically, it's not a story; just it's more like a journey and experience. Amazing facts and things about ski. One last thing I would like to ask you is about ski. Uh, Looks more like an individual sport, right? But did you ever experience it as a team sport as well? Apart from chasing and improving your own records only, uh, did it mean more to you, or like did you see it in some other way as well?
I think in my head it's a team sport, but I know from the outside it looks like individual single sport. But we always had a team at my local ski club, at the federal ski club, at the talent group. We always pushed ourselves. We become friends, and we pushed one pushed the others. So everyone, improved from the other guy, and that's what you see now in the World Cup. Maybe the Swiss team, they have a good team spirit and they really challenge each other. And they are, rivals through from start to finish line, let's say. But at the finish, they can hug each other and be friends again. So I think this is, and for me, it was always a team spirit, and I have good friends also nowadays from times back then. So this is, and I'm, never skiing alone, so I'm always with my friends.
Yeah, I think it's one of those sports which is one of its kind. You see it individual like that when you're alone on the slope, but you're working with the pack, with your whole team, with the whole group. I mean, it's one of a kind. I think once I experienced it, I the first thing I learned more about the ski was not just a sport, but more of a culture. It's very much of a culture thing, along with how it works more in the close network. You
I think
enjoy
so.
it more if you have your network around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm also going with my friends on a ski trip to the Alps, and we have a good time. So
Are you also
Benabhashi.
going in the coming weeks?
Yeah, we're going next week, maybe
Wow.
to Flachau. Yeah,
Super.
yeah, because I have like all-in card for many ski resorts in Austria, and there's also Flachau included. So I'm also often there.
Of course. Then why not, right? Like
Yeah,
make the best out of the season.
yeah. And now it's also good because you can sit outside the ski hut because it's not.
Mm, yeah, yeah, yeah. So you have best of both. The slope still has the snow, but outside sun, so you can like yeah chill more of the spring weather. It was amazing, I think, to have the conversation, and I think there is a lot more to be covered in the subject of ski and everything around it. And definitely, if I have more. Uh, there will definitely come a point where I will ask you for maybe another conversation in the future, depending on how I process this episode, with the information, and if I see like this also connects to the current conversation, then we can open another thread and go a little bit deeper into a specific area of ski, with a little bit more of explainer content. Maybe I can share my screen, or we could prepare something together online, just more for educational stuff. I think it would be lovely to do that exercise together with you, maybe somewhere in the future when you have more time.
Yeah,
We can arrange this stuff.
we have to do it then in fall before the next season to prepare everyone.
Yeah, I'll see. With my experience at Flachau, and also how I process information as a beginner, and then I'll try to put it more in pictures or slides, and then maybe I'll pass it on to you, and you try to see, or maybe whatever comes out of it, with the specifics of the ski, so that if two people are talking, with their videos on the side, and then the one big screen is going on, it more becomes like a very good explainer video, and like we can maybe review some videos where someone is skiing, or maybe my own video or your videos, I don't know, or some pictures. And then I think it would make it even more interesting, to talk about that little bit more specific, so that people not just hear it but also see it in the most engaging way, and that knowledge can spread out more to the community, I guess. And especially the young folks and the beginners like me can make the best out of it. It was nice to have you again. uh, would you like to end it with something that I missed to ask you?
No, I think we talked a lot today, and yeah, I'm very pleased that you invited me to your podcast. And as a final statement, I can say Austria is a really nice ski nation, and you definitely have to come for a ski trip because we have the best ski resorts, and yeah, you have to experience après ski. This is also
Yeah. I totally agree with that. Even though I have not experienced any other ski resort, but definitely can say, because I've read a lot about it while I was doing my homework, while booking my first holiday, and every search was bringing me to Austria, because the kind of readiness they have with the slopes, the maturity, and a little bit of ease, in navigating through, and with the safety. I was more looking for those, and a combination of difficult and easy. Uh, Mostly, such kind of slopes are around Austria, and definitely the scenery of Alps is kind of super in Austria. Well, thanks again, Daniel, and I think you just came back from gym, and definitely you should be taking some rest. So, but thanks for staying a bit longer than we promised, and super conversation. And we connect again in the future. We'll keep you posted, and good luck with your next ski trip, and
thank
uh,
you. I wish you also
and the,
a nice trip to Flachau, and yeah, maybe I'm there at this weekend when you
yeah.
are there. When
We'll
I'm
keep
there,
in connect through the
I will
chat.
write you. Okay,
Would love to hear from you,
yeah,
Daniel.
okay,
Yes. Take
Rana.
care. Yes. Thank
Thank
you so
you.
much. Bye bye. Good
Bye
night.
bye.